coming. Cousins decked. Throws it up for Jefferson. He's got it! And he is in!
I believe that the #1 football player in the NFL is Justin Jefferson.
He's #1, and no debate about it.
JJ for sure.
Justin Jefferson wasn't supposed to be the best. Underrated in high school, overlooked in college, and yet today he's the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. How did this overlooked kid from Louisiana defy all the odds? This is the story of Justin Jefferson, a player who rewrote the NFL wide receiver script. Justin Jefferson, born on June 16, 1999 in St. Rose, Louisiana, grew up in a world where sports were more than a pastime. They were a lifeline. The youngest of 3 boys, Justin was the underdog in a household of athletes where his parents, John and Elaine Jefferson, had made their mark in basketball. John, a former college player at Nebraska Western and the University of Louisiana Monroe, initially believed his sons would follow in his footsteps. But Justin, despite the expectations, found himself drawn to football, a path that was anything but certain. In this fiercely competitive environment, Justin had to claw his way to recognition, pushing himself to rise above the shadows cast by his family's achievements. His journey from an overlooked high school player to a college football sensation is a testament to his relentless drive. At Destrehan High School in Louisiana, Jefferson was more than just a player. He was a revelation, defying odds with his raw talent and unyielding determination. As a wide receiver and kick returner, he turned ordinary moments into extraordinary feats, often leaving fans breathless with his ability to transform routine plays into electrifying touchdowns. Jefferson's senior year was nothing short of proving ground. His 44 catches for 956 yards and 9 TDs weren't just numbers, they were statements, echoing across the state and catching the eye of scouts who had once underestimated him. What came as a shocker, though, was that Jefferson, despite his dominance on the field, was rated a mere 3-star prospect by 24/7 Sports and Scout, a ranking that barely scratched the surface of his potential. But Jefferson didn't let the doubters define his story. Instead, he used their skepticism as fuel, determined to prove his worth with every catch. Ranked as the number 76 player in Louisiana in the 2017 class by 24/7 Sports and Rivals, Jefferson might have been overlooked on a national scale, but on the field, he was making waves every day. His prowess in track and field further showcased his speed and agility, skills that would soon become his trademarks. Even in high school, Jefferson exhibited a work ethic and maturity beyond his years, earning accolades like New Orleans Male Athlete of the Week, a recognition of his dominance across multiple sports. When Jefferson arrived at LSU, he joined a program steeped in tradition and expectations. Under the watchful eye of head coach Ed Orgeron, Jefferson's raw talent was shaped into something formidable. But his freshman year in 2017 was a humbling experience. Jefferson appeared in just 2 games and didn't record a catch, a far cry from his high school glory. Yet true to his resilient nature, Jefferson didn't let this slow start derail him. He put in the work, refining his craft in silence, preparing for the moment when he could finally break free.
Burrow with the quick strike, and LSU trying to put this thing in a hammerlock just before the half.
And break free he did. In 2018, Jefferson emerged as LSU's leading receiver with 54 passes for 875 yards and 6 TDs. His transformation from an overlooked freshman to the Tigers' go-to target was nothing short of remarkable. Jefferson's first collegiate touchdown, a 65-yard bomb from future Heisman Trophy winner Joe Burrows against Ole Miss, wasn't just a score, it was a declaration. Jefferson had arrived, and he was ready to leave his mark on college football. Throughout the 2018 season, Jefferson proved himself time and again, recording 2 100-yard games, including a standout 117-yard performance in a victory over Arkansas. His ability to rise to the occasion in critical moments was a prelude to the even greater challenges he would soon conquer.
Jefferson winds up with it, with Burrow in front of him. Burrow provides the block.
The 2019 season was nothing short of magical for Jefferson and the LSU Tigers. Tigers. With Joe Burrow under center and an offense that seemed unstoppable, LSU embarked on an undefeated season that would end in a national title. Jefferson was at the heart of this historic run, making pivotal plays in every big game. In the Tigers' second game of the season, Jeffers delivered a show-stopping performance with 9 receptions for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns and a thrilling 45-38 victory over Texas. This game set the tone for what would be a record-breaking year. Jefferson continued to dominate, shining in crucial matchups like the one against Florida, where he had 10 receptions for 123 yards and a touchdown in a 42-28 victory.
Over the middle, complete to Jefferson. First down, on his way, and that...
As the stakes grew higher, so did Jefferson's resolve. In the SEC championship game against Georgia, he caught 7 passes for 115 yards and a touchdown, helping LSU secure a 37-10 victory and a spot in the college football playoffs. But it was the playoffs that Jefferson truly etched his name into the annals of college football history. In the Peach Bowl, the college football semifinal, Jefferson delivered a legendary performance, catching 14 passes for 227 yards and 4 touchdowns, all in the first half against Oklahoma. His 4-touchdown performance not only set a college football playoff record, but also tied the record for any bowl game, leaving a lasting impression on fans and analysts alike. Jefferson's impact didn't stop there. In the national championship game against Clemson, where he played a big role, catching 9 passes for 106 yards in a 42-25 victory that sealed LSU's place in history. By the end of his junior year, Jefferson had led the country with 111 receptions, his 18 receiving touchdowns second only to teammate Jamar Chase, and his 1,540 receiving yards third in the country. He surpassed the 100-yard mark in 8 games, solidifying his reputation as one of the most consistent and explosive receivers in college football. Recognizing his NFL potential, Jefferson announced on January 15, 2020 that he would forgo his senior season and enter the NFL draft. His decision, while unsurprising to those who had witnessed his rise, marked the end of a college career defined by overcoming adversity, seizing every moment, and defying expectations. Jefferson's high school and college years were just the beginning, a prelude to the greatness that would soon define his NFL legacy. When the Minnesota Vikings selected Justin Jefferson with a 22nd overall pick in the 2020 draft, they weren't just filling a spot left by the departure of Stephon Diggs, they were igniting the beginning of a new era. How often do you see a rookie wide receiver step onto the NFL stage and immediately begin rewriting the record books? That's precisely what Jefferson did, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning whether the Vikings had found the next big thing in the league. As Jefferson signed his 4-year, $13 million contract, complete with a $7 million signing bonus, the anticipation was palpable. The doubters whispered that maybe the NFL was too big a stage for him. Could this young wideout live up to the immense expectations placed upon him? We bet you he did, and more.
Can I describe the feeling that, was racing, through my heart? So just having my heart pounding just as soon as I'm...
The answer came quickly. Jefferson made his debut in Week 1 against the Packers, a game where he recorded 2 receptions for 26 yards, a modest start perhaps, but the calm before the storm. Just 2 weeks later, in a Week 3 matchup against the Titans, Jefferson exploded onto the scene, racking up 175 receiving yards and a touchdown on 7 receptions. Suddenly, the league took notice. How could a rookie wide receiver make it look so effortless, as if he was playing against high school competition? Jefferson followed up that breakout performance with another 100-yard game against the Texans, becoming just the 5th rookie in Vikings history to record back-to-back 100-yard games. The questions turned into declarations. Justin Jefferson was no ordinary rookie.
Cousins from the pocket has time, and Jefferson...
By the end of the 2020 season, Justin Jefferson wasn't just a rookie sensation. He was rewriting the history books, leaving a legacy that would outshine the brightest stars. Week after week, he shattered expectations, culminating in a record-breaking 1,400 receiving yards, the most ever by an NFL rookie, surpassing the previous one held by Anquan Boldin. Along the way, he broke Randy Moss's Vikings rookie receiving record, catching 88 passes and earning a spot in the Pro Bowl, one of only only 2 rookies to do so that year. Sporting News named him Rookie of the Year, and he was ranked 53rd by his peers on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2021. But this was just the beginning. As Jefferson entered his sophomore season in 2021, the question shifted. Could he avoid the dreaded sophomore slump? Could he maintain his electrifying pace? Jefferson answered with a resounding yes. He started the season with dominant performances against top-tier teams, consistently putting up over 100 receiving yards in multiple games. His Week 11 performance against the Packers, where he recorded 169 yards and 2 touchdowns, earned him NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. By season's end, Jefferson had amassed 1,616 receiving yards, narrowly missing Randy Moss's single-season franchise record by only 16 yards. Once again, he was named to the Pro Bowl and earned second-team All-Pro honors. The league could not ignore his brilliance, and his peers ranked him 17th on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2022.
How does this guy keep getting open?
Jefferson, he's smooth. You don't see it coming until it's too late.
You know it.
And then came 2022, a season that cemented Jefferson's status as one of the elite receivers in the league. From his Week 1 domination of the Packers, where he caught 9 passes for 184 yards and 2 TDs, to his iconic one-handed catch against the Bills in Week 10, which many hailed as one of the greatest catches of all time, Jefferson continued to dazzle. That catch, a gravity-defying 4th down miracle, wasn't just a highlight. It was a defining moment that earned him the NFL Play of the Year award. His arm sleeves and gloves from that game were even enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. By the end of that season, Jefferson led the NFL with 128 receptions for 1,809 yards, earning Offensive Player of the Year honors and finishing as a finalist for the MVP. The kid from LSU was now the king of the NFL wide receivers. But problems obstructed his way again and again. But Jefferson, being a behemoth that he is, knew he was made for better stuff. In 2023, despite a mid-season hamstring injury that sidelined him for several weeks, Jefferson continued to perform at an elite level, even breaking the NFL record for most receiving yards through a player's first 4 seasons. And just when you thought he couldn't possibly do more, the Vikings locked him down with a 4-year mega contract extension in 2024, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league. More on this coming up later on, so stay tuned for that.
Vikings and 3-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Justin Jefferson reached an agreement on a 4-year, $110 million guaranteed, highest non-paid quarterback.
So as Jefferson's career continues to ascend, one must ask, where will he go from here? What records will he break next? One thing's for sure, Justin Jefferson isn't done dazzling as yet. The question isn't if he'll leave a legacy in the NFL, but how legendary that legacy will be. Are you ready to witness more magic this season? As Justin Jefferson continued to dominate the field, solidifying his place among the NFL's elite, it became clear that his impact extended far beyond the game itself. He wasn't just a phenomenal athlete, he was a cultural force, captivating audiences with his style, swagger, and unmistakable presence. But what was it about Jefferson that made him such a magnetic figure both on and off the field? Let's take a closer look at the personal style and personality that have helped shape his legendary status. Justin Jefferson isn't just flashy on the field. His style off the field reflects his dominance on it. Behind every dazzling catch is the same swagger and confidence that he brings to his signature gritty dance.
Oh, yeah, Hobson. He's got Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jefferson's love for ice, his custom-made chains and diamond-studded mouth grills reflects his alter ego Jets. When I started putting these chains on and teeth in, I started to become Jets, he says, embodying the entertainer who dazzles fans every Sunday. Yet despite the show-stopping persona, those close to him, like Vikings wide receiver coach Keenan McCardell, know there's more to Jefferson than meets the eye. Raised in Louisiana by humble, hard-working parents who preached humble over hype, Jefferson has kept his feet firmly on the ground, even as he's ridden to NFL stardom.
Wanted to be that person that was the highest paid, ever in football besides a quarterback. But to see this come true for him, and I'm very proud. I'm the proudest mom in the world right now.
But don't let the cool and flashy exterior fool you. Jefferson is all about the grind. Growing up in the shadow of his older brothers, both of whom played football at LSU, Jefferson wasn't the highly touted recruit you might expect. Instead, he was the late bloomer who had to work twice as hard to earn his spot. That work ethic, instilled by his family, propelled him from an underrated high school player to a national champion at LSU, and now one of the NFL's brightest stars. So, whether it's shining under the lights or on the runway at Paris Fashion Week, Justin Jefferson proves that greatness comes from both grit and glamour. Justin Jefferson's leadership role with the Minnesota Vikings has become integral to the team's success as his on-field performances. As he secured a historic contract extension, becoming the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league, Jefferson embraced the weight of responsibility that came with it. He's not just a star player, but a driving force in the locker room, motivating his teammates to push their limits. "I wanted to be the guy that everybody can look up to, not just for the money, but for the leadership and the way I handle myself on and off the field," Jefferson said. This attitude has made him a natural leader among his peers, someone who others turn to in moments of challenge. Jefferson's leadership is about raising the standard. "I want to be a person that's always pushing the team to be better, always pushing myself to be better," he mentioned, reflecting his commitment to excellence. His influence isn't just in his words, but in his actions, how he approaches each game, each practice, and each interaction with his teammates. As the Vikings aim for greater heights, they do so under the guidance of a leader who's determined to elevate everyone around him, making Jefferson not just a star, but the heart and soul of the team. June 3rd, 2024 wasn't just a payday. It was a moment of validation. With a 4-year, $140 million deal, Jefferson didn't just become the highest-paid receiver in NFL history. He became a symbol of what relentless determination can achieve. This wasn't just a contract. It was a declaration of faith. The Vikings weren't merely rewarding Jefferson for his record-breaking performances. They were entrusting him with the future of their franchise. At just 21 years old, Jefferson had already redefined the standards for wide receivers, consistently delivering in the most pressure-filled moments and electrifying fans with his unmatched athleticism. For Minnesota, securing Jefferson with his historic deal was more than just a financial transaction. It was a commitment to building their championship aspirations around a player who had proven time and again that he could shoulder the weight of their expectations. The specifics of the deal, $140 million over 4 years, averaging $35 million a year with $110 guaranteed, are staggering. But they also reflect the Vikings' deep confidence in Jefferson's continued dominance. This contract set a new benchmark for wide receivers, elevating their value in an era increasingly defined by aerial assaults. More importantly, it underscored the Vikings' belief that Jefferson wasn't just another player. He was their cornerstone, their leader, and the engine driving their quest for a Super Bowl. For the Vikings, this deal was a strategic investment in a future where Jefferson's at the heart of everything they do. The impact of Jefferson's contract reverberated across the league, signaling a shift in how elite wide receivers are valued. No longer overshadowed by quarterbacks, Jefferson's deal was a clear indication that the Vikings saw him as a crucial role in their success, and they were willing to pay him accordingly.
Everybody wants that one goal, is to win the Super Bowl. All of the adversity we've been through this year, all of the close games that we've been through this year, it goes.
Jefferson's response to the deal was one of gratitude and resolve. "It's a blessing, and it's something I've worked hard for," Jefferson said, "but now the real work begins. I'm committed to bringing a championship to Minnesota and living up to the faith this organization has placed in me." His words reflect the mindset of a young player who understands the gravity of the moment. This contract wasn't just a reward for past achievements, but a challenge to rise even higher. With this massive deal, Jefferson is now under an even brighter spotlight, one he's never shied away from. As the highest-paid wide receiver of all time, he's more than just a player with immense talent. He's a symbol of the Vikings' ambition, a leader who will be watched closely as he continues to build on their already impressive legacy. For the Vikings and their fans, Jefferson's contract represents hope, belief, and a future that looks brighter than ever. Justin Jefferson's journey from a young athlete in St. Rose, Louisiana, to becoming one of the NFL's brightest stars has been nothing short of remarkable. As a wide receiver for the Vikings, he's consistently dazzled fans with his incredible talent, earning accolades and setting records along the way. His dedication, skill, and passion for the game have made him a standout player in the league. If you've enjoyed learning about Justin's inspiring story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content on your favorite athletes and sports stories.